is compound interest? Compound interest is the interest calculated by the principal and the interest accumulated over the previous period. Compound interest applied in valuation of loan, saving, insurance and investment. Compound interest calculated based on the accumulated past interest. The previous S become the new P. The principal change from time to time.
Important terms in compound interest. Let's start with P. P is principal, K is annual interest rate, and stand for number of interest periods in investment period, N equal M multiply T, and periodic interest rate is I equal K over M, and M stand for frequency of conversions.
Learning objective for compound interest. By the end of the chapter, students should be able to explain the concept of time value of money, graph the compound amount formula, use the compound amount formula to find the future value, compound interest and present value of investment and loans, determine the effective interest rate and nominal rate.
For annuity, by the end of the chapter, students should be able to explain the term ordinary annuity certain, find the future value of annuity, find the present value of annuity.
So now you guys need to understanding the formula of compound interest. Compound interest formula is S equals to P times 1 plus I. S is future value of the investment or loan. P is the principal amount, the initial money invested or loan. I is interest rate per interval. K is discount rate. N is the number of times the interest compounded times time in years.
Hi, I'm Binti Ismail and I will explain the example provided on this slide, which is about compound interest. So first, we have to know what concept used in this question. Okay, this question is different from other because it is not only wants you to write the answer, but also needs some explanation. It also includes decision making and critical thinking concept. So this question asks us to compare the two options and then we have to calculate it and then we have to choose which one is the best option. Hi, I'm Binti Ismail and I will explain the example provided on this slide, which is about compound interest. So first, we have to know what concept used in this question. Okay, this question is different from other because it is not only wants you to write the answer, but also needs some explanation. It also includes decision making and critical thinking concept. So this question, okay, after we read the question, we have to highlight the main point and list out all the information so we don't miss any important information. Okay, this question is actually wants us to find the future value. Okay, I know that 99,000 is the principal value. 6.6% is the annual interest rate, but we have to convert it into the decimal number. And then compounded monthly means 12 months, and the T, which is the time in years, is 6 years. You have to use the compound interest formula. And then next, you just follow the solution step by step that I showed in this video. And then the answer that you got, you have to compare it with the second option, which is the 150,000 ringgit. So the question is, which one is the best option? Which one is the beneficial one? So of course, the second option is the beneficial one. Why? I will explain the reason on the next video. We have to compare the future value of investment of 150,000. Based on this, we have to decide which option is more beneficial. So as you can see, the solution for first option have a lot of difference compared to the second option. So the question is, how will you advise? The answer is, my advice is to start the bank after 6 years because he will guarantee get 150 at the end of 6 years. Also, the amount he will get for the next 6 years is calculated now. So, to calculate the conclusion is, this example demonstrates the importance of calculation and decision making when evaluating financial options. Understanding compound interest helps us to make informed decision for the best outcome.
Hi, I'm Qistina. I will explain compound interest in example 2. First step, we need to know the concept we use in these questions. Second, we need to calculate the first HANA deposit. After find the amount, we need to solve the question, which is find value in P2. Before solve the questions, we need to highlight the main point, like I do at these questions. So we need to find out the S1 and P2. Okay, so this is a solution from example 2. The first thing, we need to calculate the S1. After that, we need to find out the P2. After get the answer, the P2, we need to minus the S1 or get the second deposit value.
On the previous slide, you can look on the video how to solve the questions. So here is the rule of calculations how to get the answers for 3A. So for B, total amount if the investment was extended for another 2 years. So here, you need to use the same formula which is compounded interest, but you need to change the years. Because on this question, she was mentioned that was extended for another 2 years. So you just need to change the years and do the calculations like usual. For C, total interest earned for 9 years. So here you need to use the formula interest earned, which is I equal S minus P. So where do we get the S? We get the S from the answers for questions B, and we need to minus with P, which is 35,000. And you will get the interest earned over 9 years is 30,242. So that's the answer for the question C. So here is full calculations for questions A, B, and C. What is annuity? Annuity is a series of usually equal payments made at usually equal intervals of time. We shall mainly discuss ordinary annuity certain, which is future value of an ordinary annuity certain, and present value of an ordinary annuity certain.
Okay, now we need to understand the formula of future value and present value of an ordinary annuity certain. For future value, we use S, and the present value we use A. We have two important concepts. First one is late payment, we use formula S. The hint is missed payment. Second one is early payment, we use formula A. The hint is settle the debt immediately.
After you guys read the question, you guys need to identify what concept used and the question meet. Second, highlight the main point. Third, list out the information like this. A is present value. So 75,000 is car price, 33,000 is trade-in value, 2,000 is Mr. Hart saving. So the balance is the value that Mr. Hart needs to pay. K is rate. Rate need in the decimal, so 0.15. M is 12 compounded monthly. T is 8 years. I formula is K over M, so 0.15 over 12 become 0.0125. And the formula is M times T. 12 times 8 equals to 96. For question B, the question requires us to find the interest by the question. We need to use another formula, which is I equals to N times R minus 8. So N is M times T, 12 times 8 equals to 96. R from question A's answer, RM 770 ringgit and 82 cents. In this question, you guys need to use present value formula. But this time, you guys need to find A. R is from question A answer. I is 0.0125. N is 96 minus 80 equals to 60. In question D, we need to use future value formula. So we need to find S. R is from question A answer. I am 770 ringgit and 82 cents. I is 0.0125 and N is 8 because the question asks me to find the amount he has to pay on the 8 payment in order to settle the outstanding area. So this is the first question for question 4, A, B, C, and D.
Okay, for question number 5, we have to know what concept is this question from. So this question is based on the concept of an annuity, which involve periodic payments made to a compound interest account where payment for each period is the same. So it's already mentioned in the question. It says each 3 months. Also, this question required to use logarithm in order to find the number of payment. The exponent is what we are solving for, but we cannot directly isolate it using basic algebra. And 40,000, but the factory makes a 30% down payment, so we have to take the 142,000, multiply with 30%, and then the answer we have to minus it with the 140,000, and we will get the principal amount we use in the annuity formula. And then the 30% is the interest charge, but we have to convert it into decimal number, and it's also mentioned compounded quarterly, which means 4 months. Okay, for this question, we have to use the present value formula to solve the question. But how to do this question? Okay, you just follow the step next to me, And then there's one part that you have to take a log for both sides to find the number of the years. But that's still not the end, because after you got the number of the years, you have to divide it with the compounded quarterly, which is 4 months, and then you'll get 5.44 years, and that's the correct answer for this question.
Okay, so here is the final solution for this question, and the answer for this question is 5.44 years. Okay, so here is the final solution.